Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at the 4-2-3-1 formation and how we can use it to create some exciting goal scoring opportunities. We're going to look at when the ball is wide versus when it is central. We're going to start also by looking at the formation. So this is the 4-2-3-1 and I need you to understand that this formation is going to evolve. We don't stay in this pattern. It depends where the ball is, but when we're attacking, I would really love to see the wingbacks promote, and then it kind of turns into a 2-4-3-1. Even better, they promote to the next line up, so they go over two lines, which allows the attacking midfielders, like the wider ones anyway, to promote and to go into a 2-2-3-3 sort of formation. So this video is going to look at how this comes about naturally and how we can just get loads of goal scoring opportunities. So let's start off by looking when the ball is wide. So when it's wide, like so, I'd expect every single player to make the same move over to that side, something like this. So we have a line option, we have a high option here for the centre forward, we have this like 45 in, and we have a square pass from one of my CDMs, one of my double pivots. We have a back option here. Now I could have moved these defenders over a little bit more, but we're going to talk about that and why I wouldn't do that as this video goes on. So the line, especially on this right hand side, is the weaker side for the defenders. So this is often on. So this ball here is often on. Okay, so you're going to have lots of times in a game in this area. So what's going to happen, and I probably should have moved this player. So this player wants to go to back post. You'll see it do it in a minute. But as soon as we get into that attacking quarter, attacking third, we need to think about what is my dedicated runs. Every player needs to know their dedicated runs, and this is what I would expect. So if we're running in, I'd expect the centre forward to be on the front post, the attacking midfielder, the central one, to be on the P spot, and the wider one on the opposite side to be on the back post. So that back post run probably should happen about now anyway, just because then we get the crashing the ball in option. The two CDMs, the two double pivots, you're going to keep that wave going, and we're all going to press up. Now, here's the option you have. If you want to attack with 8 players, you can. I personally prefer to, and I would push this player up here. So if the ball comes out, we're keeping it in there. We're keeping it dangerous. 8-player attack is great if you're really confident with your 2 centre backs. If you're not, or you've got more of a junior team, you might only promote the one on the side of the ball and you go into a back 3. That's absolutely fine. You might start with a back 3, and if you go a few goals up, you might try promoting both and see how it works for you. So there we go. Option number 2. So let's make the same move. Okay, so everyone's going to come over. We're going to play that line ball. So I'm not talking about just playing these balls in here, because if these are on, obviously we're going to play it into these dangerous areas. We're looking at high percentage opportunities here. So we're going to play it down the line. But this time, let's say a player's come out, we might not be able to make that direct pass. The centre forward might provide an option, but also think about linking up with your central attacking midfielder. So if I get the ball in here, is that, can I run goal and get everyone to make their dedicated runs, or is there an inside pass? That's a very deadly pass. I want to be thinking about that as my option number 2. And then from there, again, the dedicated runs. So front post, the back post, a square ball, and in this position you're looking really to, can I carry this in and hit it, so we don't have that centre, or as they go to strike it or crash it in, this player might come into a more central position for a tip in deflection, something like that. Okay, so option number 3, so let's get it wide again, let's make everyone making those same runs again. Let's play it down the line, but this time it might have to be a little bit more slower in our build-up. So we have no option here, we have no option here, we have no direct run, but my third option would be, can I link up with the CDM, one of my double pivots, to then get it in. As soon as it comes in here, we're going to make our dedicated runs, and they've got, you know, a square option, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options if people make the dedicated run. So please really push that with your players, and that's something I would shout from the sides, just dedicated runs as a coach. Okay, now this is actually option number 4. So here we go, same runs. We've played it in. and they've kind of put a good amount of pressure. They've cut off the direct run. They've cut off all three of these, and the right attacking midfielders kind of just kept the ball. That's a great opportunity to create sort of 2v1 overlap. So the right wing back, looking at that situation, looking at what's on, can think, right, on my bike, I'm going to now promote. So you could go to a back three, or you could keep this one up here. There's no problem having your left wing back coming up level with the ball, I would say. So now we have it here. So you'll probably be able to carry the ball in now because you've created that 2v1. And then we have our dedicated runs again. Front post, back post, P-spot. In this opportunity, we have a 90. Always good. Obviously, the CDMs are going to push up and the back three would actually push up. So let's talk about this because this is quite an unusual situation with 5 players here. Quite often, this player isn't here. So let's talk about that. So let's imagine we've got it to this player and the run is on. We've got our front post, P spot, back post dedicated run. We've promoted our left wing back for the second wave. We've also got a CDM getting in here. There'll be another one over here. So what I would like you to emphasize, what I emphasize to my players is as they're running in to via this T point area, I would expect the centre forward to step out because they're just going to run into you essentially. And look where I've got them. So this is as they cross the dotted line or the D or the circle, as I'm meant to call it these days. We're starting to lead away as an option here to maybe like hit it in, okay, or deflect it in. As they get to the injection mark, I would expect this player to now be a 90 and essentially provide a 90 for as far along the line, the baseline, as the ball carrier can go. So we've got a 90, we've got a P spot, we've got a back post, we've got a 2-second wave, or maybe even 3-second waves. Okay, so it's really important, this link between these two players when they're driving down the baseline. Okay, so last option, option number 5, it's wide, everyone's made the run, and the ball isn't played. Okay, so this person's been marked, this person's been marked, this person's been marked, and you know there's a lot of pressure. So rather than transfer is option number 6. Okay, is this takes a lot of training, and you have to come up with a code word. And what we're looking at is these 3 players. If you're being tightly marked, you need bigger leads. So I call this like the washing machine. If you think about clothes in the washing machine, they just go round and round. So I would promote something along these lines. So you're taking those players with you, but you're just getting that little bit of movement. So then the ball can easily be played into one of those. It could come into the red centre forward and then back. It could go more direct. It could come in here. And it just goes back to the other options then. So let's look at that. We've played this one. We've got our dedicated runs. And we can now, find a pass. So let's look about the ball in the middle of the pitch. So how can we play through the middle and not just the wings? So have a look at this. This is really, really important. The CDM and the centre backs have to be in a line. That is essential. If they get too close, they just crowd this middle and it's not helpful. So always be in a line with your centre backs. So this player on the right is always looking to pair up with this CDM and likewise here. So when they have the ball, we expect a little lead in to lose your player, get that yard away from your player, so then the ball can come in. Give yourself enough space and enough height to be able to do that as well. If you already start too close, by the time you lead, you're too close to your centre back. So this needs to be a decent distance. If you think about the pitch on here, over in the second quarter here and the third quarter, it's a decent amount of ground in between these dots. And then option number 1 here for me is, can I create some sort of S pattern? Okay, so the ball comes in this little S pattern here. Let's just show you that again. So this CDM switches on. As soon as it's come in, can my player like roll out and find me, or just a first time pass? And as that happens, we've got this player just trying to lose. You know it's coming, so try and lose that player. Try to create space. You don't want to be in this position, like straight on. You always want to create a 45, which is what we have here. Or if you're dragged a player, we can find the centre forward. So this S-shape pattern is option number 1 for when it's wide. Also, when it comes in, imagine in this situation, there might be collapsing on you. It might be 2 players here or even 3 players collapsing. This isn't on. But what we always have is this space behind. And how can we get it into this space? Because if we can get it here with our eyes facing forward, it's dangerous. So what I would say, option number 2, if that's not on, just play it back to your centre back. The centre forward, the ball is now entering this half, so I would be loitering around in this area here. Now, naturally, we want to get it out into this space. I've promoted the right attacking midfielder here because it's no longer on their side. They might as well look around that back post area, get the attention of the defenders, drag them nice and deep. So what's really important here is this position here. So we're looking to get it into this space behind that receiver, okay? So it's really important that this person is very loud, very vocal, big lead, take that player with you. And that allows the centre forward space to post up into there, and we can easily turn. Or if they don't follow it, but they follow this person, then we can attack down via T-point, right? But let's say it comes in, we've got a back to goal. It's much easier to just quickly engage the CDM, eyes are facing forward, feet facing forward, however you want to say it, and then you just pick your pass. Okay, so we have another load of options. I've just messed around with the passing there. You might be able to have a lead here and post straight up, especially if you've done a really good job and they're really putting pressure on these 2 players. They might put less pressure here, the ball might be on, and then again, just link up, lose your player, and then find an option. Okay, just show you that run again. It's a nice run if you bounce off. So lead away to where you gave it, and then back on yourself. You can get a nice through ball there. If I decided to play this option, again, dedicated runs come in. All right, so the centre forward, you're going to be charging towards the front post, the central attacking midfielder to the P spot, and then we have the back post covered as well. The CDMs would promote, the wing backs would promote, and there you have the 2-4-4 formation. Okay. Centrally, what other options do we have? Okay, so if they're really pressing us, again, we can have a look at this sort of rotation like we did on the wings. We can have that central rotation. So it could be with these 3 if the ball is on the other side. Again, it's going to need a code word. I don't know what you want to call it. Thor, Hulk, I don't know. So very something quick and easy. Everyone knows what they're doing. And it would have to be called, I think, probably from, well, actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the ball's on this side. So call it, rotate, and then you can do your S pattern, or you can look to bounce it back out and get this fake area, this space behind this player. Just go through that again. So how do you do it? How do you coach this? So what I would say, this is cut off here, which I didn't realize. But how to implement it, pattern choreography. You're going to have your team in these positions, and you're going to have to walk it through. It does involve everyone. The goalie can be high as well, communicating to the defenders. You're going to have to walk it through. And then eventually, you're going to just call out, let's take it wide, and, talk about which option you want to do, but like get it fast, get it furious. Rondos make players make quick decisions very consistently, high ball speed. So I've made 2 videos on rondos. Please check those out, and that will get your players used to making these quick decisions and moving off the ball really nicely. So doing those, hopefully you can make this look great on the pitch. Thanks everyone.